Right. Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tunde, and the purpose of this video today is to demonstrate how to use COUNTIF, SUMIFS, and large function to perform data analysis in Excel. Before we go any further, if this is your first time watching my channel, please click on like button and click on subscribe button so that whenever I drop a new video, you'll be the first to get a notification. Thank you. Let's get started. Here we have 4 different tasks for today, and we're going to be using these 3 functions to solve this 4 tasks. The first one is we want to know how many countries represent each continent using the data I'm going to be provided soon. And also, we want to find the total sum of medal won by each continent. By the way, we're going to be using data from the 2021 Olympic medal table, showing medals won by each countries representing their continent. Now let's get started. Here is the table for the 2021 Olympic medals, showing medals won by each countries representing their continent. And we have our first task here, our first question of column K1. I want to know how many teams represent each of the continents, and be using one of those 3 functions in Excel that I just mentioned to solve this problem. All right, so by just the mean of using mouse to click and filter, we can easily know how many teams represent each continent. We filter for Africa, for instance. Then we can just highlight this column A, and we know how many countries represent this. We come to the bottom here, you can see count. Count is 14. So we have 14 countries represented continent of Africa in the last 2021 Olympic. All right. Now we need to use COUNTIF formula to solve this problem. But first of all, we need to get the criteria. The criteria we're using is the continent, because we want to know how many countries represent the continent. So, well, first, we need to grab all these continents, select everything, copy, under criteria, paste as value. But here we want a unique value. We don't want duplicate. So I'm going to be heading up to the data tab and click on remove duplicate. Select column and click OK. Then you have total of 7 unique continents at the 2021 Olympic. Okay, now let's see how many countries represented each of the continents in the last Olympic. So I'm going to be using COUNTIF function, because COUNTIF, and I'll select everything from G2 up to the end of the last data. And because I don't want this value to change, G2 to G94, I want it to be constant. So what I will do is I'm going to lock this range. How do you lock the range? You need to go to your keyboard and press F4. F as in fantastic. So click on F4, that will lock the row for you. You can see it has locked the G2, G94. And that is my range. I'm going to put comma, and I will click on the criteria. The first criteria here is North America and N is Africa. I'm going to select the criteria, North America to Africa. I can do it one by one. I can also select everything at once. And I'm going to click on F4 also, because I want to lock my data. I don't want it to go beyond this range. And click enter. And now we have 10 countries represented continent of North America in the last Olympic. So what I need to do now is just to come to the bottom here of this cell and drag down the formula. Now here you can see So for North America, 10 countries represented North America last Olympic, and 22 countries represented with Asia, and 38, and so on like that. So we can confirm that by going to, let's select North America and see how many countries. I like 10. You can see that is 10. That is correct. So this is how you use COUNTIF to determine based on data we have to know how many teams represent each continent in the last Olympic using our data. And it's this second question here. We want to find the total sum of medals won by each continent. First, let's take a look at what we need to do. The question is find the total sum of medals won by each continent. So let's select one of the continents. Now let's go to Australia. Total sum of medals. Here we have total medals. And if we want to look at the sum, let's click on the first cell and highlight. Down here, you can see that total sum of 68 medals won by Australia. Okay. Now we're going to be using some function to solve this question. And here, with some ifs, let me up with equal sign. And next one is some ifs. Double click on this some ifs, and you can see what you need to do is already coming up on the screen. You need to select the range because we are looking at the total medals. So we have to select the total medals. And that is done. Total medals. I'll click on F4. Right. So I want to lock that cell. I don't want it to go beyond that. By the time I drag down my formulas. F4 to lock that and comma. And we're going to be checking the total medal against the continents. Continent. Also, I'm going to press on F4 to lock that row. And the last thing is to grab to highlight all the criteria that we're going to be using. And click click on F4, my keyboard, to lock the range. And we're going to close the parentheses and click Enter. So here, I'll select the first cell, the one that has formula, come to the bottom here, drag my mouse, click on my mouse and drag it down. Let's see what's going on. E94. It seems G2 was not logged. We look at the formula bar. The only G94 was logged. G2 was not logged. This is the reason I always log the cell, because you don't log the cell, by the time you drag down the formula, it's going to be moving around. So I'm going to click on F4 so that I can lock G2 as well, and click Enter. And now I'm going to drag down. Correct. So let's do and confirm that. So here it says North America won total sum of 175 medals. Is that correct? Let's select North America. Total sum of medals. Let's highlight everything and come to the bottom. Yeah, correct. Total sum is 175 for the continent of North America. Okay, we just resolved our second problem. Now, let's move to the third one, which says find the total sum of gold won by each continent. Gold medals. This is the gold medal column. And we are looking for total sum. Also, we're going to be using SUMIFS function. And I'm start by typing by using SUMIFS. SUMIFS. Double click on that. We are looking at the gold column, and I'm going to select all the data on that gold column, and don't forget to lock that cell. always log this cell so that B94 and come to B2 and log that. And after that, put your comma at the end and select the range of the criteria we want to be using because the question says continent. So we're going to be using continent. And also, I'll come to the formula here and press F4, F4 so that I can log both, can log the range and put in the comma at the end. And after that, select the range or criteria, sorry, select the criteria, pardon me. And also, after selecting that, let's click, okay, click F4 to log the first one and F4 to log the second one. And that is the end. You can just close the parentheses and click on enter. Now let's drag down the formula that you can see. Okay, you drag it down and here is the result. The total sum of gold won by each continent. Let's select one. Okay, let's look at the South America. Here it says South America wanted to obtain gold medal. Okay, let's go and confirm that. South America, how many gold medals? 10. That is it at the bottom. 7 plus 2 plus 1. That is 10. That is correct. Now we just solved the fourth question. The third question. Now let's go to the third one. This is a little tricky. Here it says rank according to total medal won by continent. Well, one could have said, okay, let's use maps function or main function to get the maps. Get the maps from the total medal because here we have the sum of medals, which is same as total medals. So we just want to know the rank. As you can see, 455 is the biggest here, followed by 237 and 175 is the third. So we want to do the ranking just like that. And if you use max function we only return for 455, and main function we only return the lowest value. But there's another function we can use to do this analysis. It's called large, L-A-R-G-E. So just the only thing we need is to use, we're going to need LPAR, because when you use large function, you're going to tell the function what you want to see, what is it of top, the highest rank or second highest or third highest. So I'll be using LPAR here. So I just need to give index this row, giving it a number. So 1, second will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That 7 is the last row here. Okay, I'm gonna be again. I'll put in my formula now. Let's see what we do. Large function. Double click on that. Remember, the question is we want to rank according to their medal table, total medal 1, sorry. And column L represent total medal 1. So we have to select the range, select the range of total medal 1. And as usual practice, lock that, click on F4, common, and click on P1 so that we can see the first one, the maximum, the one that has highest value, and click on enter. Right, as you can see, 455 is the highest, and we look at this column, we can easily see that 455 is has the highest value, and that 455 represents Europe. So Europe has the highest number of medals in 2021 Olympic. And we want to know others, you can just drag down to know the first, the second, up to the seventh. Remember, we're using this L pattern. And we'll click and drag down. So the highest medal, the highest number of medal is 455. Second one is 237. 175 is the third. So top 3 is 455 to 37, and 175. So this is how you use so three of the most powerful Excel functions to perform analysis. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and to click like at the bottom. I'm going to be using this same method, this same data to perform the same task using a Power Query instead of using Excel formula. And that is going to be very interesting because, as you know, Power Query is very, very powerful. I mean, it's very powerful and it's still faster than using Excel formulas. And it has a lot of advantage over using Excel formulas. It doesn't take a lot of space. It take a lot of memory in on your computer. So please, if you like this video, click on like, click on subscribe, and I'll be back very soon. Thank you, friend, and bye-bye.